So we've been talking about this on this channel for years, going back 10 years now. Well, let's connect the dots and reconnect the dots. Why is Canada real estate bubble has grown over 800% faster than U.S. home prices? That's an article up today by our friends at Better Dwelling. So we've been quoting Better Dwelling articles here for, I don't know, like 5, 6, 7 years. I don't even remember when we started, but it's been a long time now. Canada's real estate bubble has grown over 800% faster than U.S. home prices. And I keep telling this to Americans. You guys are so lucky. You have no idea. Unimaginable lucky. We are in a position here where locals, born and raised, educated, 2 degrees, can't even get into the housing market anymore. You have to save 20, 30 years to get into any housing market anymore to put a down payment. So you thought this whole thing was about a virus and all this and shutdowns? No, it's because of this. So it goes in to say Canadian real estate prices are some of the fastest growing in the world and have been for some time. U.S. Federal Reserve updated its real home prices index for Q3 2021, and all G7 countries are seeing home prices growth. Again, you're seeing Amerifornia happening, right, guys? Where America turns into California. But nowhere is quite like Canada. In Canada, the real estate prices have grown almost double that rate of the U.S. over the past year since 2005. Home prices have grown over 900% faster than American prices. Nothing else in the G7 even comes close to Canada. It must be some sort of remote tax-free island with no land. Canadian real estate prices have grown over 21%. Canadian real estate prices have grown, shown an obscene amount of growth over the past year. Real home prices rose 0.8% in Q3 2021 and are now 21.4% higher than the same quarter a year before. This is just under the CREA's estimate, but a little higher than the Teranet estimate. In any case, the growth dwarfs that of other G7 advanced economies. So Canada real estate prices grew nearly 2 times the next G7 country. So there it is right there. G7 real annual home growth. There's Canada right there. Holy shit. There's the United States. They're getting Amerifornia now that Trump is gone. And there's the United Kingdom, Germany. These are no surprises here. But right here, I'm surprised Australia's not on there, but that's okay. So I wanted to share that with you, but here it is. Why? Canada wants more Chinese workers and students. While Canada was deporting scores of European families from the East Coast, they were bringing in the backdoor Chinese people, 500,000 per year, and they don't count towards our immigration because they are investors, 500,000 per year, and that's probably why the dynamics don't make sense in your town when you walk outside and see a different. You see, it doesn't make sense to what Canada immigration tells you in what is happening in front of you. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. We covered this again. Hundreds of billions of dollars. Canada's exporting homes to China. And a record flight of capital of $43.6 billion from Hong Kong to Canada as China cracks down. China cracks down. China cracks down. China cracks down. Not Canada. Canada wants the money. Canada turned its back on China and said, we love Hong Kong. We believe in Hong Kong, because Trudeau already knew that the money was drying up from mainland China. He needed to get the Hong Kongers in. That's why in 2021, we had one of the biggest housing markets. And in 2022, watch what happens. So there it is, a record flight. So this is why housing has gone up to this ludicrous price. This is all what they've known, 43.6. Someone told me it's about 250 billion came in from Hong Kong in 1 year alone. Now, Canada is turning its back on China again by saying Taiwan and Canada start talks on an investment agreement to bring in wealthy investors into Canada, kicking out the middle-class Canadians and basically destroying the fabric of what it means to be Canada. That's why these protests are happening. They had to pull the trigger on a pandemic, like we said in August 2019. They need to do this because the world was in protest in 2019. They were protesting this shit. Work 150 years in the country you were born and raised in and educated in to buy a home? 29, 30 years to put a down payment? And we go into this. World economy. This is from 2020, January. Look at the year. The timing is perfect. World economy would collapse if London stops laundering money. That's London, England. Britain is due to leave the European Union later this month, but there is no sign of banks quitting. The City of London, one of the main claims made by the Remainers in the run-up to Brexit referendum, but all wheels on the City of London only kept turning by turning by laundered money. So England, Australia, New Zealand, all competing for laundered money coming in from China, and fentanyl sales that wiped out our youth, pretty much wiped out the middle class. This is why this is all happening today. Governments got greedy. They competed they weren't tying our housing markets to salaries and local salaries and wages, because housing would have corrected 3 times already in the last 10 years if they did. We haven't seen a correction, and it's nothing but up, 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 and people getting wealthy on paper, turning our cities into empty shells. And that's what's happened. Guys, don't forget to join us tonight on Mike of the Night. The only place you could find Mike of the Night now is on Odyssey. We've been kicked off of every platform. Our main YouTube channel has been basically frozen for the next 7 months for the 10th time, talking about money laundering and fentanyl and Chinese gangs and all this BS that's been happening to the Canadians, wiping out the Australian middle class, the Canadian middle class, the New Zealand middle class. Everyone's on the hook for exporting homes to China. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Lots of love. I'll see you on the flip side. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.